Chapter 1: Embracing Impermanence to Release Anxiety. In our modern world, society often whispers that stability is the key to happiness. A steady job, a secure home, a predictable future. We are taught to chase these pillars, to build our lives around them, believing they will shield us from uncertainty. In the West, this pursuit is woven into the fabric of daily life, where hard work and long-term planning are celebrated as virtues. We cling to the idea of a fixed career path, a mortgage paid on time, relationships that never falter, all to feel safe. Yet, life rarely bends to our plans. Economic shifts, job layoffs, or sudden changes in our personal lives can unravel this carefully constructed sense of control, leaving us anxious, restless, unable to sleep. For the middle-class worker, this anxiety festers in the quiet moments, when the mind races with fears of losing a job, missing a payment, or facing an uncertain tomorrow. In competitive workplaces, where promotions are scarce and markets volatile, this clinging to stability becomes a heavy burden. The pressure to maintain a certain lifestyle, to keep up with societal expectations, often leads to chronic stress, sleepless nights, and a gnawing sense of helplessness. In cities across the West, where job changes are frequent and economic tides shift without warning, this attachment to permanence fuels a cycle of worry, robbing us of peace and leaving us exhausted, yearning for rest that feels just out of reach. Yet, there is a gentle path forward, one that begins with seeing this cycle clearly. Meet Sarah, a 32-year-old office worker in a bustling city. Her days a blur of deadlines and meetings. She dreams of stability, a promotion to secure a higher salary, a house to call her own, a foundation she believes will anchor her life. Each morning, she wakes to the hum of her alarm, her mind already racing with thoughts of emails, bills, and the looming threat of layoffs at her company. The economy has been unsteady. Whispers of downsizing fill the break room, and Sarah feels the weight of it all. She works late, pushing herself to prove her worth, hoping to outrun the uncertainty. But at night, when the world quiets, her mind does not. She lies awake, staring at the ceiling, her thoughts tangled in worries about mortgage payments, rising costs, the fear of losing her job. Her sleep is shallow, broken by restless dreams, leaving her drained by morning. The days blur into weeks, each one heavy with the same exhaustion, the same hollow feeling that life is slipping by without peace. Sarah feels trapped in this cycle, her body tense, her heart heavy with the pressure to keep everything together. After long hours at her desk, she returns home to a quiet apartment, but the emptiness lingers. A sense that no amount of effort can secure the future she craves. Her story is not unique. It echoes the lives of countless others, caught in the grind, searching for rest in a world that demands constant striving. But what if there is another way? A way to find peace amidst the chaos. In the teachings of Buddhism, there is a gentle truth called anicca. The understanding that all things are impermanent. Nothing in this world, not our jobs, our homes, nor even our relationships, is meant to last forever. This is not a cause for despair, but a doorway to freedom. When we accept that change is the natural rhythm of life, we begin to loosen our grip on the need for stability, the fear of losing a job, the worry over a shifting economy. These are born from our attachment to things staying the same. But life, like a river, flows endlessly, never pausing. By embracing impermanence, we learn to move with this flow, to see change not as a threat, but as part of the dance of existence. For the worker facing uncertainty, this perspective offers a soft landing, a way to view a layoff not as failure, but as a moment to pause, to breathe, to rest. Buddhism also teaches us compassion, to be kind to ourselves when life shifts unexpectedly, to forgive our inability to control every outcome. In the fast-paced world of Western work culture, where change is constant, this acceptance can bring a deep sense of calm, a restful mind that no longer fights the tides of life, but learns to float upon them, finding peace in the present moment. And so, we turn to a simple practice to embody this wisdom, to release anxiety and embrace impermanence. We can begin with the breath, a practice as simple as it is profound. Find a quiet moment, perhaps before bed, when the day's demands have softened. Sit comfortably, close your eyes, and take a slow, deep breath, feeling the air fill your chest. Then release it gently. Notice the rhythm of your breath, steady and ever-changing, like life itself. As you breathe, thoughts of work, bills, or tomorrow may arrive. Worries about job security or unpaid debts. Observe them without judgment, like clouds drifting across a vast sky. Let them pass without holding on. If your mind wanders to the pressures of the day, gently guide it back to the breath, imagining each exhale as a leaf falling from a tree, a reminder of impermanence. Practice this for 5 to 10 minutes each evening, creating a habit of restful awareness. This simple act can lower cortisol, ease the body's tension, and invite deeper sleep, a balm for the restless mind. Over time, this practice helps us meet life's changes with grace. Whether it's a new job, a financial shift, or an unexpected challenge, we learn to rest in the present, finding peace in the flow of each moment. Now, let us deepen this understanding, moving beyond the surface of our fears. Anxiety often arises from our desire to control the future, to hold life in a tight grip, believing we can shape it to our will. In Buddhism, this is rooted in ignorance, a misunderstanding of life's impermanent nature. We make detailed plans, budgets, career goals, hoping to secure every detail. Yet life remains unpredictable. A sudden expense, a company restructuring, a relationship's end. These remind us that control is an illusion. For the worker in a competitive job market, this illusion fuels stress, the fear of not meeting expectations, of falling behind. But what if we saw this struggle for control as a weight we can set down? By recognizing that we cannot hold the future still, we find freedom. This does not mean abandoning effort, but releasing the need to micromanage every outcome. In the workplace, this might mean facing a job change with curiosity rather than panic, trusting that new paths will open. This acceptance brings rest, a mind no longer battling the unknown, but open to life's unfolding. For the middle-class worker, letting go of control can mean deeper sleep, fewer moments of dread, and a life lived with greater ease, even amidst uncertainty. And sometimes, this truth reveals itself in the simplest moments. One evening, Sarah, our weary office worker, steps away from her desk and wanders into a nearby park. The weight of her worries heavy on her shoulders. The sun is setting, casting a soft glow over the trees, their leaves drifting gently to the ground. She pauses by a stream, watching the water flow, steady yet ever-changing. In this moment, something shifts. She sees the leaves fall, the water move, and realizes life, too, is always in motion. She had spent months clinging to plans, a promotion, a stable future. But here, in the quiet of nature, she feels the futility of her struggle. She takes a deep breath, letting go of her need to control tomorrow, deciding instead to rest tonight, to savor this moment. As she walks home, her heart feels lighter, as if a burden has slipped away. That night, she sleeps deeply, her mind no longer racing, but resting in the gentle truth that change is not her enemy. This moment in the park, simple yet profound, becomes a turning point, a reminder that peace comes not from holding on, but from letting go. And so, we come to the heart of this journey, a call to carry this wisdom forward. Embracing impermanence is not about surrendering to chaos, but about finding peace in life's natural flow. Every change, a job lost, a plan altered, is an opportunity to rest in the present, to release the weight of anxiety, This teaching of anicca reminds us that nothing is meant to stay. And in that truth, we find freedom. To begin, pause today. Take a deep breath when worry arises. Feel the air move through you, and let your fears drift like leaves on a stream. Share this moment of peace with a friend, a loved one, or our community. Let it ripple outward. If this teaching has brought rest to your soul, consider subscribing to the Zen Buddhism channel, where we explore these gentle truths together, spreading calm and wisdom. Join us in this journey of healing, of learning to live lightly, to rest deeply, to embrace the ever-changing dance of life with an open heart. Chapter 2: The Lotus in the Mud. Letting go of daily worries. In a quiet village, there is a pond. Its surface still, its depths thick with mud. Hidden beneath, a lotus seed takes root, unseen, uncelebrated. To those passing by, the pond is unremarkable. Its murky waters a symbol of disorder, of chaos. Yet, within this mud, the lotus begins its silent journey, pushing upward, undeterred by the weight of its surroundings. This is the life of a middle-class worker in the West, caught in a mire of daily pressures, bills piling up, deadlines looming, family responsibilities pressing down like heavy silt. Each day feels like a struggle through this mud, a tangle of worries about job security, rising costs, the fear of not keeping up. Society equates success with a clean, orderly life, free of mess. Yet the reality is far messier. A constant churn of demands that clouds the mind, obscures the heart. The lotus, though, does not judge the mud. It does not fight its origins. Slowly, it rises, its stem piercing through the darkness, its leaves unfurling toward the light. At first, villagers scoff. What beauty could come from such a place? But the lotus persists, its petals pure, untouched by the grime below. This is our inner peace, buried beneath the chaos of overtime shifts, endless to-do lists, the weight of providing for loved ones. We, too, are judged by our surroundings, our value measured by external markers, a stable job, a perfect home. Yet, like the lotus, our worth is not diminished by the mud of daily life. The stress of a competitive workplace, the sleepless nights worrying about finances, these do not define us. The lotus teaches us that beauty, that peace, can emerge from the messiest places, that within us lies a quiet strength, a capacity to rest deeply, to rise above the turmoil. As the lotus blooms, radiant against the murky pond, it reminds us that our struggles do not tarnish our essence. They are simply the ground from which we grow. Pure, whole, unshaken. And so, we pause to reflect on why this peace feels so distant. The lotus shines in the pond, but its journey is unseen. Its beauty obscured by the mud until it breaks the surface. So too is our inner peace, always present, yet hidden beneath the weight of daily worries. In the consumer-driven West, life is a race. Work demands constant hustle. Success is tied to productivity, to never stopping. We fill our days with tasks, believing that more effort, more hours will clear the mud, will secure our future. But this striving only stirs the silt, clouding our minds further. The middle-class worker feels this acutely, balancing job pressures with family needs, chasing financial security while battling exhaustion. Anxiety creeps in, a fog that blurs our ability to rest, to find calm. We turn to distractions, binge-watching shows, scrolling endlessly, or shopping for fleeting comfort. But these are bandages on a deeper wound. The root lies in our refusal to see the lotus within, to believe that peace is possible amidst the chaos. In a society that glorifies busyness, we mistake rest for laziness. We fear pausing will make us fall behind. Yet, the lotus does not rush. It does not force its way through the mud. It grows steadily, trusting its path. For us, this means recognizing that anxiety, born of overtime and unpaid bills, does not erase our inner calm. It is there, waiting, pure as the lotus petal. To find it, we must stop running, stop hiding in temporary fixes, and turn inward, where peace has always been, untouched by the world's demands. But what happens when we fight the mud instead of rising through it? Meet James, a 35-year-old accountant in a bustling city. His life a whirlwind of spreadsheets and deadlines. He dreams of stability, a promotion to ease his financial strain, a plan to secure his family's future. Each morning, he wakes with a racing heart, his mind already mapping out tasks, meetings, bills to pay. To escape the weight of worry, he dives deeper into work, staying late, taking on extra projects, believing effort will clear the mud. He makes endless lists, each item a step toward control, toward a life free of uncertainty. But the more he struggles, the deeper he sinks. The fear of layoffs lingers. Inflation gnaws at his savings, and his sleep becomes fractured. His nights filled with restless thoughts of what might go wrong. By day, he is drained, his body heavy, his mind foggy from lack of rest. The mud thickens. His efforts only stir more anxiety, more exhaustion. He feels trapped, as if every step forward pulls him further down. One evening, slumped at his desk, he notices the weight of his fatigue, the futility of his fight, the lists, the overtime. They have not brought peace, only more turmoil. In this quiet moment of defeat, James begins to wonder if the answer lies not in struggling harder, but in letting go, in finding a gentler way to rise. And so, we turn to a moment of awakening, where the lotus begins to bloom. One quiet evening, James steps away from his desk, weary from another long day. He wanders to a nearby park, where a small pond catches his eye, its surface dotted with lotus flowers, their petals glowing in the fading light. He sits, watching one lotus, its roots deep in the mud, yet its bloom radiant, untouched. In this stillness, something shifts. He sees that the mud, the chaos of his life, is not his enemy. The worries about work, the fear of falling short, these are temporary. Like ripples on the water, he breathes deeply, feeling the weight of his struggles soften. Not gone, but less heavy. Inspired, he begins a small practice, sitting each evening for a few minutes, focusing on his breath, letting his worries drift like leaves on the pond. At first, his mind resists, racing to tasks undone, bills unpaid. But slowly, he learns to float, to let the mud be without fighting it. Over weeks, this practice becomes a refuge. His sleep deepens. His days feel lighter. The lotus within him, his inner peace, begins to unfurl, not because the mud has vanished, but because he has learned to rise through it, to rest in the present, to bloom amidst the chaos of his busy life. This awakening carries a deeper lesson. We can all hold close. The lotus teaches us that suffering comes from clinging to our worries, from believing the mud defines us. In Buddhism, this is rooted in ignorance, a forgetting of our heart's pure nature. We grasp at control, thinking it will clear the chaos. But this only buries us deeper. The lotus, though, shows another way. It grows through the mud, not by resisting it, but by accepting its place in the journey. For the worker in the West, this means seeing the pressures of deadlines, bills, and expectations as part of life, not the whole of it. With compassion for ourselves, we can stop judging our worth by our struggles. We can rest in the truth that our peace is always there, like the lotus petal, pure despite the mud. This does not require a perfect life, a better job, or a bigger bank account. It asks only that we turn inward, that we meet each moment with kindness. In the daily grind, this might mean pausing during a stressful workday, taking a breath, and remembering that the chaos is not our essence. By embracing this, we find rest, a mind unclouded, a heart open to the present, blooming no matter the mess around us. Now, let us bring this wisdom into our daily lives. To carry the lotus's lesson into your life, try a simple meditation each evening, a moment to rest before sleep. Sit quietly, close your eyes, and picture yourself as a lotus, rooted in the mud of daily worries. Yet rising toward the light, take a slow breath. Feel the air move through you. And with each exhale, release a layer of anxiety, a bill, a deadline, a fear. Let these thoughts drift, like silt settling in the pond, without holding on. If your mind wanders to work or tasks, gently return to the breath, imagining the lotus's petals unfolding, pure and calm. Start with 5 minutes, building slowly to 10, creating a habit of peace. At first, the mind may resist, restless with the day's demands. But be patient. Each return to the breath is a step upward. This practice lowers tension, eases the body, and invites deeper sleep. A quiet mind that rests in the present. Over time, you will feel lighter, as if the mud no longer holds you down, but lifts you toward a life of gentle ease. Blooming each day amidst the chaos. And so, we come to a moment of reflection, a call to carry this peace forward. Imagine yourself as the lotus, rising through the mud of daily life. Your heart pure, your peace unshaken. The worries of work, the weight of bills, these are but the mud, not your essence. By letting go, by breathing through the chaos, you can find rest, a deep calm that carries you through each day. Tonight, pause. Try the lotus meditation. Feel your worries soften as you rise toward the light. Share this practice with a friend. A moment of peace you can spread, like ripples across a pond. If the image of the lotus has brought you calm, consider subscribing to the Zen Buddhism channel, where we nurture these moments of healing, growing together in the gentle wisdom of letting go. Join us. Let us bloom as lotuses, finding rest and radiance in the heart of life's mud. Chapter 3: Mindfulness in the midst of chaos. In the rush of modern life, our minds wander endlessly, caught in a web of past mistakes or future fears. For the middle-class worker, this is a familiar trap. Replaying a missed deadline at work, worrying about next month's bills, or dreading an uncertain economy. Society praises multitasking, juggling emails while planning family dinner, as if constant mental chatter is the path to success. Yet, this scattering of the mind breeds anxiety, a restless hum that steals our ability to rest deeply. In urban life, where phones ping with notifications and inboxes overflow, the mind rarely pauses, each distraction piling on to the next, leaving us burned out, sleepless, drained. The pressure to stay ahead, to anticipate every outcome, keeps us tethered to worry. Our nights fractured by racing thoughts, our days heavy with exhaustion. In the West, where technology and ambition drive the pace, this wandering mind becomes a silent thief, robbing us of peace, making even a moment of stillness feel impossible. The constant pull of what was or what might be clouds the present, leaving us trapped in a cycle of stress, yearning for a rest we cannot find. Yet, there is a gentle way to step out of this cycle. Meet Emma, a 38-year-old marketing assistant, riding the subway to work in a bustling city. Each morning, as the train hums along, her mind spins, replaying a tense meeting from yesterday, worrying about an upcoming deadline, dreading the stack of bills waiting at home. The crowded carriage feels suffocating, her palms sweaty, her heart racing with thoughts of layoffs, rising costs, and her daughter's school fees. She checks her phone, hoping emails might distract her, but they only tighten the knot in her chest. By the time she reaches her office, she is already exhausted, her energy sapped by a mind that never stops. At night, she lies awake, her thoughts a relentless loop of what she should have done, what she must do tomorrow. Sleep comes in fits, shallow and unrestful, leaving her weary by morning. Emma feels trapped, as if life is an endless chain of worries, each day blending into the next with no reprieve. She longs to escape, to find a moment of calm, but the weight of her thoughts feels inescapable. A storm that follows her from the train to her bed, leaving her desperate for rest, for a way to quiet the chaos within. And so, we turn to a teaching that offers peace in the present. In Buddhism, mindfulness, or sati, is the gentle art of anchoring the mind in the present moment, observing thoughts and feelings without clinging or judging. Like watching cars pass on a busy street, we see our worries, our fears, without being swept away. This practice cuts through the noise of a wandering mind, offering a path to rest amidst life's chaos. For the worker juggling deadlines and family, mindfulness means pausing during a hectic day, feeling the warmth of a coffee cup, noticing the rhythm of breath, letting worries drift like leaves on a stream. It is not about silencing thoughts, but meeting them with kindness, with compassion for a mind that strays. This softness, this refusal to judge ourselves for our restlessness, creates space for inner calm, a restful heart even in a busy world. In the Western workplace, where lunch breaks are short and demands relentless. Mindfulness can transform a fleeting moment, a walk to the printer, a sip of water, into a refuge of peace, grounding us in the now, easing anxiety, inviting rest. Now, let us bring this practice into our daily lives to cultivate mindfulness. Begin with a simple practice, one that fits into the busiest day. As you wait for the bus, walk to a meeting, or sit before bed, pause and notice your breath, the rise and fall of your chest, the cool air entering, the warmth leaving. If walking, feel each step, the ground beneath your feet, the rhythm of your stride. If drinking water, sense the glass in your hand, the liquid touching your lips. When thoughts of work or worries arise, acknowledge them gently, then return to the moment. The sound of birds, the hum of the office. This is like training a muscle. Each return to the present strengthens your calm. Start with 5 minutes, perhaps at night, letting the day's chaos settle as you focus on the now. If your mind wanders, smile at it. Guide it back. No blame. No rush. This practice eases anxiety in the moment, sharpens focus, and invites deeper sleep. A mind no longer racing, but resting in the simplicity of now. Finding peace in the smallest acts of life. And so, we deepen this presence, exploring its roots. The wandering mind is born of ignorance, a forgetting of the present in our chase for stability or fear of loss. In Buddhism, this is the root of suffering, craving a perfect job, a secure future, while dreading their collapse. For the worker in an unstable economy, this pull between desire and fear scatters the mind. Each worry about deadlines or bills pulling us from the now. Society fuels this, rewarding those who plan endlessly, who anticipate every risk. Yet this leaves us exhausted, unable to rest. Mindfulness offers freedom, not by erasing challenges, but by teaching us to live fully in each moment, to see a deadline not as a threat, but as a task in the present. This shift dissolves the weight of expectation, the pressure to control what cannot be controlled. For the middle-class worker, this means facing a tight budget or a looming project with calm, knowing the present is enough. By rooting ourselves in the now, we find rest, a heart unburdened by what was or what might be, a life lived with ease, moment by moment. Sometimes, this truth dawns in the simplest routines. One morning, Emma, our commuter, sits at her desk, her mind already racing toward a client presentation. During a coffee break, she pauses, noticing the weight of the mug in her hand, the warmth against her palm, the faint aroma of coffee. Instead of scrolling her phone or fretting over emails, she stays with this moment, feeling the steam, hearing the hum of the office. A quiet joy rises, small but real. A sense of being fully here. She begins to weave this awareness into her day, noticing her breath during a call, the texture of her lunch as she eats, the cool air on her walk home. These moments, once lost to worry, become pockets of peace. At night, she practices mindfulness before bed, focusing on her breath, letting thoughts of tomorrow drift. Her sleep deepens, her mornings brighter, not because her challenges vanish, but because she meets them differently, with presence, with calm. This simple shift, this choice to live in the now, transforms her routine. Her life no longer a storm, but a series of gentle, restful moments. And so, we come to a call to carry this peace forward. Mindfulness is a key, unlocking rest in the heart of chaos. By anchoring in the present, we let go of the past's weight, the future's fears, finding peace in the simplicity of now. Today, try this. Pause during a busy moment. Feel your breath. Notice the world around you. A bird's song, the warmth of your hands. Share this practice. Tell a friend about a moment of calm. Let it ripple outward. If mindfulness has touched your heart, consider subscribing to the Zen Buddhism channel, where we explore these gentle paths to healing, growing together in presence and peace. Join us. Live in the now. Find rest amidst life's storms, and let each moment bloom with quiet joy. Chapter 4: Releasing the Grip of Past Regrets. In a bustling city, Michael, a 42-year-old sales manager, carries a quiet burden, a regret that shadows his every step. Years ago, he made a choice, a leap to a startup promising wealth, but it crumbled, leaving him jobless, his savings gone, his family's dreams shaken. Each night, as he lies in the dark, his mind replays that moment. The eager handshake, the spark of hope, the subtle warnings he overlooked. The memory is an anchor, heavy, unyielding, chaining him to a past he cannot touch. In the Western world, where success is measured by steady jobs, owned homes, financial triumphs, such regrets are woven into life. A missed promotion, a failed investment, a poorly timed career shift. For the middle-class worker, life is a delicate balance. Demanding sales quotas, mortgage deadlines, children's needs, the constant pressure to hold it all together. Michael feels this weight. His days consumed by client calls, his evenings buried in bills, his nights restless with worry. The regret festers, stealing sleep, leaving him drained. his body tense, his mind swirling with what-ifs. He sees himself in that startup office, signing the contract, trusting too much, and guilt floods him, pulling him from the present. In competitive workplaces, where each misstep feels like a lasting scar, these anchors drag heavily, clouding clarity, dimming joy. Society urges us to hold mistakes close, to learn from them. But this clinging deepens the ache, making peace feel distant. Michael's story echoes in countless lives, in parents who regret missing a child's recital, in workers who chose the wrong path. Each regret a link in a chain binding us to yesterday. The mind grips these moments, believing they shape us, that we must carry them to grow wiser, to avoid future pain. Yet, this weight sinks us deeper, into anxiety, into sleepless nights, into days blurred by exhaustion. The anchor of regret keeps us tethered, like a ship trapped in a harbor, unable to sail, yearning for freedom, for rest, to glide into the calm of now. This burden is not Michael's alone. It lives in the quiet of many, in the worker who lost a deal, in the parent who spoke harshly, each regret piling onto the anchor, making it heavier. Michael wakes each morning, his eyes heavy, his heart racing, the past pressing down before the day begins. In the office, he pushes through meetings, but his mind drifts, replaying the startup's fall, the faces of those who moved on, the dreams he buried. Society insists we analyze errors, but this traps us further, draining energy, muting joy. The middle-class grind amplifies this. Bills arrive relentlessly. Family needs grow, and the past darkens it all. We believe carrying regrets makes us better. But this belief is a chain, binding us to a time we cannot change. Michael feels this in his weary bones, his sleepless nights, his foggy days. The anchor pulls him from the present, from his daughter's laughter, from the soft beauty of a morning breeze. In the race of work, where colleagues seem to surge ahead, regret whispers he is not enough, that his mistakes define him. Yet, deep within, a truth waits. The past is not his cage. It is a moment, fleeting, gone. To release it is not to forget, but to set down the weight, to let the ship sail free, to rest in the gentle flow of now. And so, we pause to explore why these anchors hold us so tightly. The mind clings to regrets, believing they shield us, that by holding past mistakes, we can prevent their return. In Buddhism, this is the suffering of attachment, born of ignorance about life's fleeting nature. We replay errors, a lost job, a financial misstep, Thinking reflection will make us wiser, but this only breeds anxiety. A restless churn that steals our peace. For Michael, the regret of his failed startup lingers, a shadow that darkens his nights, his thoughts looping over what he could have done differently. In the West, where competition fuels every workplace, past failures feel like permanent marks, scars that diminish our worth, our ability to move forward. We tell ourselves we must analyze, must hold the pain to grow, but this tightens the anchor's grip, pulling us deeper into worry. The cost is heavy. Sleepless nights where the mind races, days where exhaustion clouds focus, moments with loved ones lost to distraction. We try to rewrite history in our thoughts, imagining different choices, but this effort is futile. It cannot change what was. It only robs us of what is. In a society that values control, that equates success with perfection, letting go feels like failure, like abandoning lessons. Yet, the truth lies in release, in seeing that regrets do not define us. They are ripples in the vast river of life. Michael's regret affects his work. His confidence wanes. His sales pitches falter. His energy drains. The middle-class life, with its relentless demands, amplifies this. A missed payment feels like a repeat of past errors. A late project echoes old failures. We believe holding regrets protects us, but it only traps us. Our minds stuck in a loop. Our bodies weary from the weight. To let go is not to ignore the past, but to see it as a passing cloud, not a chain. This shift offers rest, a heart unburdened, a mind open to the present. In the competitive grind, where every mistake feels magnified, non-attachment brings relief, a chance to work with clarity, to live with ease. By releasing the past, we find peace, a life flowing freely, untouched by yesterday's shadows, ready to rest in the gentle now. And so, we turn to the struggle of fighting the past instead of releasing it. Michael sits late at his desk, his laptop glowing, his fingers racing across the keyboard as he chases new clients, new deals, new ways to prove his worth. He believes that by working harder, by climbing higher, he can erase the sting of that failed startup, can rebuild his family's future. His mind loops endlessly, replaying the moment he joined that company. The excitement, the risk, the collapse, analyzing every choice, every word, searching for a way to undo it. He stays up late, drafting proposals, skipping dinners with his wife, his daughter, thinking each effort will lighten the load of regret. But the anchor remains heavy, unmoving, and his striving only deepens his fatigue. His sleep is shallow, broken by dreams of that old office. His days a haze of exhaustion. His body tense from endless work. The more he fights to fix the past, the more it consumes him. His thoughts, a relentless cycle of should-haves, could-haves. He pushes harder, taking on overtime, neglecting rest, believing success will heal the wound. But it only grows heavier. His heart weary, his spirit drained. He checks his emails late at night, hoping a new deal will ease the guilt. But each notification feels like a reminder of his past failure. The middle-class grind amplifies this. Bills pile up. Family needs press. And every late night feels like a step toward redemption. Yet it leads only to exhaustion. Michael's colleagues notice his strain. His pitches lack the spark they once had. His confidence eroded by the weight of regret. He tries to compensate, volunteering for extra projects, staying past office hours. But the anchor does not budge. It sinks him deeper. One night, alone in his quiet apartment, he feels the futility, the extra hours, the endless planning. They have not lifted the regret. They have only buried him further. His body aches, his eyes heavy, his mind foggy. And in this moment of stillness, a spark of clarity emerges. Perhaps the answer lies not in fighting the past, but in letting it go, in cutting the rope that holds him back, in allowing life to flow freely once more. And so, we turn to a moment of awakening, where the anchor begins to lift. One quiet Sunday, Michael walks to a city park. The air crisp, the sky soft with the glow of dawn. He finds a bench by a small stream, its water flowing gently, never clinging to any moment. As he sits, he watches the current, noticing how it moves without holding on to what came before. Free. Unburdened. In this stillness, he sees his regret as an old anchor, rusted, heavy, no longer serving any purpose. He begins a practice, sitting each evening before bed, breathing slowly, whispering to himself, "I forgive my past. I am here now." At first, his mind resists, pulling back to that failed startup, the lost savings, the night spent worrying over his family's future. But he persists, gently guiding his focus to the present, to the rise and fall of his breath, to the quiet of the moment. Over days, then weeks, the anchor begins to loosen, not because the past changes, but because he stops gripping it so tightly. He starts to sleep deeply, his dreams no longer haunted by old offices, his mornings brighter, his heart lighter. He carries this practice into his day, pausing during a stressful client call to breathe, to feel the chair beneath him, to root himself in the now. The regret remains, a faint echo, but it no longer holds him. It is just a ripple in the stream of his life. He notices small joys. His daughter's smile, the warmth of his morning coffee, moments once lost to worry. At work, his pitches regain their spark. His confidence grows, not because the past is erased, but because he meets it differently, with kindness, with release. Each night, as he breathes, he feels the anchor lifting further, his body relaxing, his mind settling. By letting go, Michael finds rest, a calm that blooms in the present, a freedom to live without the weight of yesterday, to sail lightly into each new day, unburdened. At peace, this awakening reveals a gentle truth we can all hold close. In Buddhism, non-attachment is the path to freedom, a release from the suffering of clinging to what was. Regrets, born of ignorance about life's impermanence, tether us to the past, fueling anxiety that clouds our rest. Our joy, we hold mistakes tightly, believing they define us, that we must carry them to prove we have learned, to avoid future pain. But this is a misunderstanding. The past is gone, its lessons brief, its weight a choice we can set down. With compassion, we can meet our errors softly, seeing them as clouds passing through a vast sky, not as chains that bind us. This shift brings peace, a heart no longer fighting yesterday, a mind open to the present. For the middle-class worker, this means letting go of financial missteps, of career setbacks, not erasing them, but refusing to let them shape the now. In a competitive world where past failures feel like lasting wounds, non-attachment offers relief, a chance to work with clarity, to live with ease. Michael's regret once dimmed his days. His confidence faltered, his sleep fractured. But by releasing it, he finds rest, a life unburdened. The middle-class grind, with its endless bills, its demanding jobs, amplifies regrets, making them feel like permanent stains. Yet, Buddhism teaches that mistakes are not anchors. They are moments, fleeting, light. By embracing impermanence, we see that errors do not define us. They pass like ripples on water. This wisdom frees us, allowing us to meet each day with a soft heart, a clear mind, unweighted by yesterday. For the worker facing tight deadlines, struggling with past choices, non-attachment brings calm, a chance to focus on the task at hand, to find joy in small moments, a child's laugh, a quiet evening. By letting go, we rest deeply, our lives flowing freely, our hearts blooming in the gentle calm of now, untouched by the shadows of what was. Now, let us weave this wisdom into a simple practice. To release the past, try a forgiveness meditation, a gentle practice to ease into before sleep. Find a quiet space, sit comfortably, close your eyes, and take a slow breath, feeling the air fill your chest. Then release it softly. Silently repeat, I forgive myself for my mistakes. I am free in this moment. Picture an anchor, heavy with regret, resting in a calm river. Its rope fraying, then snapping, letting you drift free. If memories of past errors surface, a lost job, a harsh word, acknowledge them gently, then return to the mantra, to the breath. Emotions may rise, guilt, sorrow. Let them flow. Let them pass. Like waves on a shore. Begin with 5 minutes. Building to 10. Creating a habit of release. Be patient. The mind may cling, but each return to forgiveness strengthens your freedom. If thoughts pull you back to yesterday, smile softly. Guide them to the present, to the quiet of now. This practice eases the weight of old wounds, inviting deeper sleep, a heart lighter with each night. For Michael, this meditation became a refuge, each breath a step away from regret, each mantra a loosening of the anchor. In the middle-class life, where regrets pile like unpaid bills, this practice offers calm, a chance to rest without the past's grip. Start small, perhaps during a quiet evening, letting the mantra settle your mind, your body. If guilt surges, meet it with kindness. Let it drift. Return to the breath. Over time, you will feel the anchor lift. Your days brighter, your rest deeper. Your life flowing gently, unburdened by yesterday, rooted in the peace of the present moment, a heart free to bloom in the now. And so, we come to a call to carry this freedom forward. Picture a life unanchored, flowing like a river, no longer held by the weight of past regrets. By letting go, we find rest, a peace that shines in the present, untouched by what was. Today, try this. Choose one regret, a small mistake, a moment of shame, and whisper forgiveness to yourself. Feel the rope snap, the anchor sink away. Imagine yourself drifting freely, your heart light, your mind clear, resting in the gentle flow of now. Share this lightness. Tell a friend how releasing the past brought calm. Let the ripple spread to others, a gift of peace in a busy world. For the middle-class worker, caught in the grind of bills, of demanding jobs, this practice offers a refuge, a chance to live without yesterday's shadows. Try it tonight. Sit quietly, Breathe. Forgive. Feel the freedom of the present moment. If this practice has eased your heart, consider subscribing to the Zen Buddhism channel, where we explore these gentle paths to healing, growing together in freedom and rest. Join us. Let go of yesterday. Live lightly in the now. Let each moment bloom with quiet joy, with the peace of a heart set free. Share your story, a moment when you released a regret, and inspire others to find their own calm in the rush of life where regrets pile like stones. This practice is a soft breeze, clearing the mind, inviting rest. Subscribe. Join our community. Let us walk this path together, releasing the past, resting deeply, living fully in the beauty of today. Each breath a step toward peace. Each moment a chance to bloom anew. Chapter 5. Compassion as a balm for anxiety. In the rush of modern life, a harsh voice, often wispy, roars within, judging every step, every choice. For the middle-class worker, this inner critic grows loud, fueled by a culture that demands perfection, where success means meeting every target, surpassing every goal. Society teaches us to be tough on ourselves, to scold when we miss a deadline, when we fall short of sales quotas, when we fail to keep up. This self-criticism, meant to push us forward, becomes a weight, breeding anxiety that clouds the mind, steals rest. In the Western world, the hustle culture glorifies relentless effort, turning our inner voice into a relentless judge. You are not enough. You should do more. The cost is heavy. Anxiety festers. Sleep becomes shallow. And a quiet sadness creeps in. A mild depression that lingers in the daily grind. For the worker, juggling long hours and family needs, this inner harshness amplifies stress, making moments of peace feel out of reach. The pressure to compete, to prove worth in a fast-paced world, turns the mind against itself, leaving us exhausted, unable to rest deeply. This cycle, so common in urban life, dims our joy, traps us in a loop of self-blame, where rest is a distant dream, where the heart yearns for kindness it cannot find within. And so, we pause to see this struggle through a gentler lens. Meet Anna, a 39-year-old accountant and mother. Her days a blur of spreadsheets and school pickups. Each evening, as she tucks her children into bed, a voice whispers, "You are not enough." She replays the day, a missed deadline, a rushed dinner, a moment she snapped at her son, and the guilt settles like a stone. In her middle-class life, balancing work and family feels impossible. The pressure to excel at both crushing her spirit. The inner critic grows louder, You should have worked harder. You should have been more patient. And anxiety takes root, stealing her rest. At night, she lies awake, her mind looping over mistakes, her heart heavy with self-blame. Sleep comes in fragments, leaving her weary, her mornings foggy, her patience thin. She longs to relax with her children, to laugh freely. But the voice within keeps her tense, her body tired, her spirit drained. The tears she sheds in quiet moments carry the weight of feeling inadequate, of failing those she loves, of failing herself. In the Western grind, where every day demands perfection, Anna's story is not unique. It echoes in parents who miss bedtimes, in workers who cannot keep up. Each moment of self-blame a barrier to peace. The inner critic, fed by societal expectations, traps her in a cycle of worry, dimming the joy of small moments, making rest elusive, a distant hope in a life that feels too heavy. Yet, there is a gentle path to healing, waiting within. In Buddhism, metta, or loving kindness, is a balm for the anxious heart, a practice of offering compassion to ourselves as we would a dear friend. Instead of harsh judgment, we whisper kind words. I am enough. I deserve peace. This softens the inner critic, easing the weight of self-blame that fuels anxiety. For Anna, caught in the grind of work and motherhood, metta offers a refuge, a chance to meet her perceived failures with gentleness. By repeating simple phrases, may I be calm, may I rest deeply, we nurture a warmth within, a quiet space where anxiety fades. This practice is not about ignoring mistakes, but about holding them lightly, with care, like cradling a child. In the Western world, where missing a target feels like failure, metta brings peace, a reminder that we are worthy of rest, of love, no matter the day's outcomes. It transforms sleepless nights into moments of healing, allowing the mind to settle, the body to relax. For the worker facing endless pressures, metta is a pause, a breath of kindness during a stressful day, a way to find rest amidst chaos. By embracing ourselves with compassion, we create an inner calm, a deep rest that carries us through the demands of life, a heart that blooms with peace, untouched by the harshness of self-judgment. And so, we turn to a practice to nurture this kindness, to cultivate metta. Try a simple practice before sleep, a moment to offer yourself kindness. Sit quietly, close your eyes, and take a deep breath, feeling the air fill your chest. Then release it slowly. Whisper to yourself, I am worthy of peace. I deserve rest. Repeating these words 10 times, letting them sink into your heart. If the inner critic rises, You failed today. You are not enough. Acknowledge it gently. Then return to the phrases, to the breath. Picture a warm light spreading within, softening the edges of self-blame. At first, resistance may come. Doubts, old judgments. But meet them with patience, like soothing a restless child. Start with 5 minutes, building to 10, creating a habit of compassion. This practice eases anxiety, quiets the mind, invites deeper sleep. For Anna, these phrases became a nightly refuge. Her heart lighter, her rest deeper. In the middle-class grind, where self-blame steals rest, this meditation offers calm, a chance to heal. If thoughts of work or guilt arise, smile softly. Return to the words, to the warmth of kindness. Over time, the inner critic softens, confidence grows, sleep improves, and the heart feels lighter, more open. This simple act, a few moments of compassion, transforms the night, bringing rest, peace, a gentle embrace of the self amidst life's demands. Now, let us deepen this compassion, exploring its roots. The harsh inner critic grows from ignorance, a forgetting of our innate worth, clouded by societal expectations. In the West, success is tied to achievement. Education and media teach us to strive, to judge ourselves against endless benchmarks. Perfect jobs, perfect homes, perfect lives. This fuels self-criticism, a voice that scolds when we miss a goal, when we falter under pressure. For the middle-class worker, this judgment stings. A missed sales target, a late report, feels like proof of failure. We believe we must be harsh to improve. But this only breeds anxiety, a restless mind that cannot rest. In Buddhism, this is the suffering of ignorance, a blindness to our inherent goodness, to the compassion that waits within. The cost is heavy. Sleepless nights, strained confidence, a heart weighed down by self-blame. By releasing judgment, by embracing self-forgiveness, we find peace, a rest that heals the spirit. For the worker facing relentless demands, this means letting go of a mistake, seeing it as a moment, not a mark of worth. Compassion frees us, allowing us to work with clarity, to live with ease, to rest deeply. In a world that pushes perfection, self-forgiveness is a quiet rebellion, a return to our heart's kindness, a path to rest amidst the chaos of daily life. And so, we turn to a story of embracing this kindness. One evening, Anna, our overworked mother, sits at her desk, a late report staring back, her heart heavy with self-blame. She missed a deadline, and the inner voice scolds. You failed. You are not enough. But this time, she pauses, takes a breath, and whispers, I am doing my best. I am enough. Instead of spiraling into guilt, she writes in her journal, I forgive myself for today's mistakes. My worth is not my work. This small act, this choice to be kind, shifts something within. She recalls her son's laughter earlier, a moment she nearly missed, and feeling a warmth spread through her. Over weeks, she weaves this compassion into her life, pausing during stressful days to breathe, to offer herself kindness, to let go of perfection. The missed deadline, once a source of shame, becomes a lesson. Light, fleeting. Her sleep deepens. Her evenings with her children brighter. Her heart lighter. She no longer fights her imperfections. She embraces them, seeing them as part of her journey, not her definition. In the grind of work, where mistakes feel like failures, this compassion heals, bringing rest, joy, a quiet freedom. Anna's transformation, born of a single moment of kindness, becomes a daily practice, a gentle embrace of her imperfect, beautiful self, blooming amidst life's demands. This story carries a call to carry compassion forward. Compassion is a balm, soothing the anxious heart, releasing the weight of self-blame. Like a soft breeze, it clears the mind, bringing rest, a healing peace to the soul. Today, try this. Pause when the inner critic speaks. Whisper, I am enough. Feel the warmth of kindness spread within. Share this practice. Tell a friend how compassion eased your heart. Let the ripple of peace touch others. In the middle-class grind, where work and family pull us thin, metta offers a refuge, a chance to rest deeply, to live lightly. Try it tonight. Sit quietly. Repeat the loving kindness phrases. Let them settle your spirit. If this practice has touched your heart, consider subscribing to the Zen Buddhism channel, where we nurture these moments of healing, growing together in compassion and rest. Join us. Embrace your imperfections. Offer yourself kindness. Let each moment bloom with peace. Share your story. A time when self-compassion brought calm. Inspire others to find their own rest. In a world that demands perfection, compassion is a gift, a soft light that heals, that rests, that frees us to live fully in the now. Our hearts open, our spirits lifted by the gentle power of love. Chapter 6. The river of life flowing with change. In a quiet valley, a river winds through ancient stones, its waters clear, unyielding, moving past jagged rocks, sharp bends, fallen branches, never stopping, never clinging. The river flows with grace, carving paths through mountains, softening rough edges, finding its way no matter the obstacle. This is the life of a middle-class worker in the West. A life like a river, ever-changing, shaped by economic shifts, job changes, family demands. Meet Laura, a 35-year-old project manager. Her day's a rush of meetings, emails, deadlines. Her nights filled with worries about layoffs, rising costs, her children's future. In her world, change is constant. A new boss, a restructured team, a sudden bill that disrupts her plans. Yet, like many, she resists this flow, clinging to the idea of a stable job, a predictable life, believing control will ease her fears. This resistance breeds anxiety, a heavy weight that steals her rest, keeps her awake, her mind racing with thoughts of what might come next. The river, though, does not fight the rocks. It moves around them, fluid, patient, finding new paths without struggle. Laura's life mirrors this river. Her job shifts like bends in the current. Her family's needs like stones in the stream. Society praises those who plan, who build rigid structures to hold life still. But change, like water, slips through, unstoppable. Laura feels this in her sleepless nights. Her body tense, her heart heavy, as she tries to hold on to her old role, her old plans, fearing the unknown. In the Western grind, where markets shift and jobs vanish, this resistance is common. Workers cling to what was, dreading what will be, their minds caught in a loop of worry, their rest stolen by the fear of change. The river teaches a different way. It flows without force, without fear, embracing each twist, each turn. As part of its journey, Laura's anxiety grows when she fights the current, when she tries to freeze her life in place, her energy drained by the effort to control what cannot be held. Her story echoes in countless lives, in parents facing unexpected expenses, in workers navigating layoffs, each change a rock in the river, each resistance a barrier to peace. The mind grips the past, the known, believing it offers safety. But this clinging only stirs the waters, clouding the heart, dimming the present. The river does not pause. It does not cling. It flows, finding beauty in movement, in change. For Laura, the weight of resistance is heavy, her days blurred by fatigue, her nights restless, her spirit yearning for rest. In the competitive world, where every change feels like a threat, the river's lesson is clear. To flow is to live. To resist is to suffer. By clinging to her old job, to old plans, Laura traps herself. Her anxiety, a dam that holds back her peace. Yet, deep within, a truth waits. Change is not her enemy. It is the river's nature, and by flowing with it, she can find rest, a calm that carries her through the bends, the rocks, the endless turns of life. And so, we pause to explore why we fight this natural flow. The mind resists change, believing it can control the river of life, hold it still with plans, with effort. In Buddhism, this is the suffering of clinging. Born of ignorance about life's impermanence, we build rigid schedules, chase stable careers, thinking we can stop the current. But this resistance breeds anxiety, a restless weight that clouds our rest. For Laura, the project manager, the fear of job changes, of economic shifts, drives her to plan endlessly, to work late, to hold life tightly. In the West, society celebrates this control, praising those who map every step, who anticipate every risk. But life, like a river, flows beyond our grasp. The cost is heavy. Anxiety festers. Sleep fractures. Exhaustion seeps into days. Dimming focus. Stealing joy. We try to dam the river, to freeze change with overtime, with worry. But this only stirs the waters, deepening our stress. In the flexible job market, where roles shift and contracts end, resisting change feels natural, yet it traps us. Our minds racing, our bodies weary. The truth lies in flowing, in seeing change as life's rhythm, not its enemy. For the worker, this means accepting a layoff as a bend in the river, not a dead end. A chance to rest, to adapt. By clinging, we suffer, our energy drained, our peace lost. By flowing, we find calm, a mind unburdened, a heart open to the present. In the middle-class grind, where bills and deadlines loom, embracing flow brings relief, a chance to work with ease, to rest deeply. The river does not fight its path. It moves with grace. And so can we, finding peace in the movement, rest in the ever-changing now. And so, we turn to a story of resisting the river's flow. Laura stands at her office window, her mind heavy with worry. Her company announced a restructure, her role uncertain. She fights the change, staying late, taking on extra tasks, believing effort will secure her place, will stop the river of life from shifting. She builds a dam in her mind, endless plans to prove her worth, lists to control the future. emails sent past midnight to show her value. Her thoughts loop. What if I lose my job? What if I cannot pay the bills? Each fear a stone piling onto her dam. But the river is relentless. Change cannot be stopped. And her efforts only deepen her anxiety. Her sleep becomes shallow, broken by dreams of meetings, of failure. Her days a haze of fatigue, her body tense, her heart racing. She skips dinners with her children, misses their stories, thinking work will save her. But the dam cracks. Stress floods through. The more she fights, the heavier she feels. Her energy drained, her spirit worn in the middle-class grind. This struggle is familiar. Workers cling to old roles, fear new paths, their minds caught in worry, their rest stolen. Laura's colleagues notice her strain. Her projects falter. Her confidence wanes. Each effort to block change sinking her deeper. One night, exhausted, she sits at her desk, the office silent, and feels the futility. Her dam has not held the river. It has only trapped her. In this quiet moment, a truth dawns. Perhaps the answer lies not in building dams, but in flowing with the current, in letting go, in finding rest within life's endless movement. And so, we turn to a moment of awakening, where the river flows freely once more. One quiet evening, Laura, our project manager, steps away from her desk, her mind weary from fighting change. She walks to a nearby park, where a small river glimmers under the fading light, its waters moving effortlessly past stones, around bends, never resisting, always flowing. As she sits by the bank, watching the current, a truth dawns. Life's changes, like this river, are not to be fought. They are its nature. She sees her fears, the looming restructure, the uncertain future, as rocks in the stream, not barriers, but part of the flow. She begins a practice, sitting each night, breathing deeply, picturing herself as the river, moving with change, not against it. At first, her mind pulls back, worrying about layoffs, bills, her children's needs. But she gently returns to the image of the river, letting her fears drift like leaves on the water. Over weeks, this practice softens her. Her sleep deepens. Her dreams no longer tangled in what might happen. She carries this calm into her day, pausing during a tense meeting to breathe, to feel the flow of the moment, to let go of resistance. The restructure still looms, but it no longer defines her. It is just a bend in the river. Her heart feels lighter, her mornings brighter, her time with her children filled with presence, not worry. At work, Her focus sharpens. Her projects flow with ease, not because change has stopped, but because she moves with it. The river's lesson becomes her guide. To flow is to live. To resist is to suffer. She notices small joys, the warmth of her coffee, her daughter's laughter, moments once lost to anxiety. Each night, as she meditates, she feels herself merging with the river, her body relaxing, her mind settling, her spirit free. This shift, born of a quiet moment by the water, transforms her, not by erasing change, but by teaching her to glide with it, to find rest in the endless movement of life, to bloom in the gentle current of now. And so, we turn to the wisdom that flows from this awakening. In Buddhism, impermanence is the heart of life, a truth that frees us when we embrace it. Resisting change, like trying to dam a river, breeds suffering. Born of ignorance about life's fluid nature, we cling to stable jobs, predictable futures, believing we can hold the current still. But this resistance fuels anxiety, a restless weight that steals our rest. For Laura, the fear of losing her role, of facing economic shifts, drove her to fight change. Her mind racing, her body weary. In the West, where success is tied to control, this struggle is common. Workers battle layoffs, market changes, their hearts heavy with worry. The truth lies in flowing, in seeing change as life's rhythm, not its enemy. By accepting impermanence, we find peace, a heart unburdened by what was or what might be. This is not surrender, but compassion, meeting change with kindness, seeing it as a chance to grow, to rest. For the worker facing a layoff, this means viewing it as a bend in the river, a moment to pause, to adapt, not a failure. In the middle-class grind, where bills and deadlines press, embracing impermanence brings relief, a chance to work with clarity, to live with ease. The river does not fight its path. It flows with grace. And so can we, finding rest in movement, peace in the present. This wisdom frees us from anxiety's grip, allowing us to meet each change with a soft heart, a clear mind, unweighted by resistance. By flowing with life, we rest deeply, our spirits lifted, our lives blooming in the gentle current of now, untouched by the fear of what comes next. Now, let us weave this wisdom into a simple practice. To flow with life's changes, try a meditation that mirrors the river, a gentle practice to ease into before sleep. Sit quietly, close your eyes, and take a deep breath, feeling the air move through you, like water over stones. Picture a river, its current steady, flowing past rocks, around bends, never clinging. As thoughts arise, fears of job changes, bills, or tomorrow, see them as leaves on the water. Let them drift without holding on. If your mind resists, pulling to worries, smile softly. Return to the river, to the breath. Whisper to yourself, I flow with life. At peace. Repeating this 10 times, letting the words settle your heart. Start with 10 minutes each evening, building a habit of release. Be patient. The mind may cling, but each return to the river strengthens your calm. For Laura, this practice became a refuge, her anxiety easing, her sleep deepening, her days lighter in the middle-class grind, where change feels like a threat. This meditation offers peace, a chance to rest amidst uncertainty. If thoughts of work or stress arise, let them pass, like ripples in the stream. Return to the breath, to the flow. Over time, this practice reduces anxiety, invites restful sleep, and brings a quiet joy to daily life. Each night, as you meditate, feel yourself merging with the river, your body relaxing, your mind settling, your heart free to flow with life's changes, blooming in the gentle current of now. And so, we come to a call to carry this flow forward. Imagine your life as a river, flowing freely, unhindered by rocks or bends, finding peace in its endless movement. By embracing change, we release anxiety, finding rest in the gentle current of now. Today, try this. Pause. When worry arises, picture yourself as a river. Let your fears drift like leaves. Feel the calm of flowing with life. Share this practice. Tell a friend how flowing brought peace. Let the ripple of calm spread to others. In the middle-class grind, where change looms large, this wisdom offers a refuge, a chance to rest deeply, to live lightly. Try it tonight. Sit quietly. Meditate on the river. Let its flow ease your heart. If this practice has touched your soul, consider subscribing to the Zen Buddhism channel, where we explore these gentle paths to healing, flowing together in peace and rest. Join us. Embrace life's changes. Live as the river. Let each moment bloom with quiet joy. Share your story. A time when flowing with change brought calm. Inspire others to find their own peace. In a world of constant shifts, this practice is a soft current, clearing the mind, inviting rest, freeing us to live fully in the now. Our hearts open, our spirits lifted by the gentle flow of life. Chapter 7. breathing away the storms of worry. In the rush of daily life, anxious thoughts swirl like a storm, clouding the mind, unsettling the heart. For the middle-class worker, this tempest feels normal. A constant hum of worry about deadlines, bills, the endless race to keep up. Society whispers that anxiety is part of success, that fretting over a late project or an unpaid invoice is the cost of ambition. We wear this worry like a badge, believing it drives us forward, proves our dedication. Yet, this storm steals our rest, leaving us tossing in bed, our minds racing, our bodies tense. In the Western world, where financial pressures loom large, these thoughts grow fiercer. A paycheck stretched thin, a looming rent payment, each one fueling the gale within. The cost is heavy. Sleepless nights drain our energy, blur our days, dim our joy. For the worker juggling long hours and family needs, anxiety becomes a shadow, following them from office to home, making peace elusive. This cycle, so common in urban life, traps us in a whirlwind of worry, where rest feels like a luxury we cannot afford, where the heart yearns for calm amidst the chaos. And so, we pause to seek a refuge from this storm. Meet David, a 40-year-old factory worker, his hands calloused, his heart heavy with worry. Each morning, as he clocks in for his shift, his mind spins with thoughts of unpaid bills, a car repair looming, the fear of missing a payment. The factory's hum mirrors the storm within. His thoughts a relentless gale. What if I lose my overtime? What if I cannot provide? After long hours on the assembly line, he returns home, exhausted, but his mind does not rest. At night, he lies awake, the weight of financial strain pressing down, his heart racing with panic. Sleep comes in fragments, shallow, unrestful, leaving him drained, his mornings heavy, his patience thin. He longs to play with his children, to find joy in their laughter. But the storm of worry drowns it out. His body tense, his spirit sinking. In quiet moments, he feels overwhelmed, a silent panic rising, tears held back as he faces another day. David's struggle is not his alone. It echoes in workers who fear job cuts, in parents who worry about providing. Each thought a gust in the tempest, stealing rest, dimming hope. In the middle-class grind, where every bill feels like a threat, this storm traps him, leaving him desperate for calm, for a way to quiet the chaos within. Yet, a gentle path to peace waits, as near as his breath. In Buddhism, Napanasati, the mindfulness of breath, is a simple anchor, a way to still the storm of anxious thoughts. The breath, always present, always free, offers a refuge, a steady rhythm to ground us in the now. By focusing on each inhale, each exhale, we let worries drift, like clouds passing through a vast sky. For David, caught in the tempest of financial fears, this practice brings calm, a pause during a chaotic shift to breathe, to return to the present. It is not about silencing thoughts, but observing them gently, letting them pass without clinging. In the Western grind, where anxiety feels normal, anapanasati offers relief, a moment to rest amidst deadlines, bills, endless tasks. By breathing mindfully, we quiet the gale within, finding peace in the simplest act. For the worker on a noisy factory floor, this means pausing during a break, feeling the breath, letting worries about the next paycheck fade. The breath becomes a sanctuary, reducing the storm's power, inviting a stillness that heals. This practice, so accessible, transforms restless nights into moments of calm, offering rest, clarity, a heart unburdened by the chaos of daily life. And so, we turn to a practice to bring this calm to life, to quiet the storm of worry. Try the 4-7-8 breath, a simple practice to ease into before sleep. Sit comfortably, close your eyes, and breathe in through your nose for 4 seconds, feeling your chest expand. Hold the breath for 7 seconds, letting it settle. Then exhale slowly through your mouth for 8 seconds, releasing tension. Repeat this cycle 4 times, picturing a storm dissolving, clouds parting, a calm sky emerging. If worries arise, bills, deadlines, let them drift. Return to the breath, to the rhythm. At first, the mind may resist, racing to fears, but be gentle. Guide it back, like steering a boat to calm waters. Start with a few minutes each evening, building to 10, creating a habit of peace. For David, this practice became a lifeline, his heart rate slowing, his sleep deepening, his days lighter. In the middle-class grind, where worry steals rest, this breath offers calm, a moment to pause amidst chaos. If thoughts persist, smile softly. Return to the count, to the image of clearing skies. Over time, this practice reduces anxiety, lowers tension, invites restful sleep, a heart free to rest in the gentle rhythm of now. And so, we deepen this calm, exploring its roots. In Buddhism, the storms of anxiety arise from ignorance. a misunderstanding of life's impermanent nature. We crave stability, a steady job, a secure future, believing we can hold the world still. But this desire fuels a whirlwind of worry. The mind, blind to the truth of change, spins in circles, fretting over unpaid bills, looming deadlines, the fear of losing control. For the middle-class worker, this craving is amplified. Financial pressures, job uncertainties, family demands swirl into a tempest, stealing rest, clouding peace. Society praises planning, control. Yet this only tightens the storm's grip, leaving us exhausted, sleepless, trapped in a cycle of fear. The breath, simple and ever-present, offers a way out, a steady anchor to calm the mind, to dissolve the storm by focusing on each inhale, each exhale. We see worries as passing clouds, not permanent truths. For David, the factory worker, this practice means meeting a stressful shift with calm, breathing through fears of bills, finding clarity amidst chaos. In the Western grind, where anxiety is seen as normal, the breath brings stillness, a quiet space to rest. This wisdom frees us, not by stopping change, but by teaching us to move with it, to find peace in the present, to work with ease, to sleep deeply, unburdened by the storms of worry. And so, we turn to a story of finding calm through the breath. One hectic afternoon, David, our factory worker, feels the storm rising, his heart racing as he hears rumors of shift cuts, his mind spiraling with fears of unpaid bills, of failing his family. Standing by the noisy assembly line, he pauses, takes a deep breath, counting 4 seconds in, 7 seconds holding, 8 seconds out. He pictures a stormy sky clearing, clouds parting, blue emerging, and the tension in his chest softens. This simple act, this 4-7-8 breath, becomes his refuge, repeated during breaks, before bed, each cycle calming the gale within. At first, his mind resists, pulling to worries, but he gently returns to the breath, to the image of a clear sky. Over days, his sleep deepens, his mornings brighter, his time with his children filled with presence, not panic. The factory's hum no longer mirrors a storm. It becomes a rhythm he moves with. His focus sharper, his heart lighter. The fear of job cuts remains, but it no longer drowns him. It is just a cloud passing through. This shift, born in a moment of pause, transforms him, not by erasing challenges, but by teaching him to breathe through them, to find rest in the now, to see a clear sky after the storm. his heart blooming with quiet joy. This story carries a call to breathe away our own storms. The breath is a gentle power, clearing the storms of worry, bringing rest to the weary heart. Like a breeze dissolving clouds, it frees us from anxiety, grounding us in the present, offering peace amidst life's chaos. Today, try this. When worry rises, pause. Breathe 4 to 7 to 8. Feel the storm fade, the sky clear within. Share this practice. Tell a friend how a single breath brought calm. Let the ripple of peace spread. In the middle-class grind, where bills and deadlines loom, this breath is a refuge, a moment to rest deeply, to live lightly. Try it tonight. Sit quietly. Breathe. Let worries drift like clouds. Feel the calm settle. If this practice has eased your heart, consider subscribing to the Zen Buddhism channel, where we nurture these moments of healing, breathing together in peace and rest. Join us. Let each breath clear your sky. Let each moment bloom with quiet joy. Share your story, a time when breathing brought rest. Inspire others to find their own calm. In a world of endless storms, this practice is a soft light, clearing the mind, inviting rest, freeing us to live fully in the now. Our hearts open, our spirits lifted by the gentle rhythm of breath. Chapter 8. The Monk's Simple Life, Finding Rest in Simplicity. In a quiet forest, a monk lives in a small hut, its walls woven from bamboo, its roof a patchwork of leaves, a single mat for rest, a bowl for meals. Each morning, he rises with the sun, sweeps the earth floor, brews tea from wild herbs, his days flowing with gentle tasks, his heart unburdened by the world's clamor. Outside his hut, the forest hums. Birds sing, winds whisper, yet he remains untouched by the chaos of desire. In the Western world, the middle-class life is far different. A whirlwind of accumulation, new phones, bigger homes, endless upgrades to keep up with trends. Meet Sarah, a 37-year-old marketing coordinator. Her life, a maze of shopping lists, online carts, credit card bills piling high. She chases the latest gadgets, a smarter watch, a sleeker laptop, believing they bring ease, status, joy. Yet, each purchase adds weight. Her bank account shrinks. Her nights fill with worry over debts, deadlines, the fear of falling behind. The monk, in his simplicity, finds peace, his hut a sanctuary, his few possessions enough, his rest deep and untroubled. Sarah's home, cluttered with new buys, feels like a cage, her mind racing, her sleep shallow, her days blurred by stress. In the West, society glorifies more, bigger, newer, equating worth with what we own, what we display. This complexity breeds anxiety, a restless chase for the next thing, leaving no room for calm. The monk's life, stripped of excess, shows another way. His meals simple, his tasks few, his heart open to the present. Sarah's world, like many, is tangled. Her mornings rushed, her evenings spent scrolling for deals, her spirit yearning for rest. The monk sweeps his hut, each stroke a meditation, each moment a gift, while Sarah checks her phone, anxious for notifications, trapped in a cycle of want, in the middle-class grind, where every purchase promises happiness. The weight of complexity grows. Bills mount. Stress festers. Rest becomes a dream. The monk's hut, bare but complete, teaches that simplicity is freedom, that letting go of desire brings peace. Sarah feels this weight, her body tense, her mind clouded, her heart heavy with the need to keep up. Her story echoes in countless lives, in workers buying new cars to feel secure, in parents upgrading homes to prove success. Each choice, a thread in a web of worry. The monk, with his single bowl, his quiet evenings, rests deeply, his life a mirror reflecting the calm of living lightly. Society pushes us to accumulate, to complicate, but this only tightens the knot of anxiety, stealing our sleep, dimming our joy. The monk's simple life, unburdened by want, flows like a clear stream, untouched by the chaos of material desires. Sarah, lost in her cluttered world, longs for this calm, her nights restless, her days heavy, her spirit craving the peace of a life unweighed by excess, a life where rest blooms in the quiet beauty of enough. And so, we pause to explore why we complicate our lives with endless desires. In Buddhism, desire is the root of suffering, a restless craving that clouds the mind, steals our rest. We chase more, newer, better, believing possessions bring peace. But this pursuit breeds anxiety, a storm of financial strain, mental clutter. For Sarah, the marketing coordinator, each new purchase, a phone, a designer bag, promises relief, but leaves her deeper in debt. Her nights filled with worry, her heart unsettled. In the West, consumer culture fuels the cycle. Ads urge us to buy, to upgrade, to prove our worth through things. We equate success with accumulation. A bigger house, a shinier car. But each addition complicates life. piling stress like stones. The mind, caught in this chase, cannot rest. Sleep fractures. Joy fades. Exhaustion seeps in. We try to ease anxiety by buying more, taking loans for gadgets, vacations, only to find the burden heavier, the peace further away. In the middle-class grind, where every bill feels like a test, this overcomplication traps us, our energy drained, our spirits weighed down. The truth lies in simplicity, in seeing that desire, born of ignorance, creates suffering, not solutions. For the worker, this means letting go of the need for the latest tech, finding contentment in what is. By releasing craving, we unburden the heart, finding rest in the present, a mind clear of clutter, a life flowing lightly. In a world that pushes excess, simplicity is a quiet rebellion, a path to peace, to rest, to a heart untroubled by the endless chase for more. And so, we turn to a story of piling burdens in search of peace. Sarah sits at her kitchen table, her phone glowing, her fingers scrolling through online stores, seeking a moment of relief. After a long day of meetings, her mind is heavy. Deadlines loom. Bills wait unpaid. And she clicks add to cart. A new dress. A smart speaker. Believing they will lift her spirits. Each purchase feels like a reward. A brief escape from stress. But the relief fades fast, replaced by new worries. Credit card alerts. Mounting debt. Her home, once cozy, now feels cluttered. Boxes piling up. Her bank account strained. Her nights restless with thoughts of payments due. She buys more. A sleek coffee maker, hoping it will bring joy. But the storm grows. Her sleep shallow. Her days foggy with exhaustion. She skips evenings with friends. Too tired, too anxious. Her heart heavy with regret. In the middle-class grind, this cycle is familiar. Workers shop online to unwind. Parents buy toys to ease guilt. Each purchase a weight added to an already burdened life. Sarah's colleagues notice her strain. Her focus wanes. Her energy drained by the chase for more. The new dress sits unworn. The speaker unused. Each item a reminder of her choices. Her debt. Her lost peace. One evening, staring at a bill she cannot pay, she feels the weight. The futility of seeking calm in things. Her body tenses. Her heart aches. And in this quiet moment, a truth dawns. Perhaps peace lies not in accumulating, but in letting go, in simplifying, in finding rest within the gentle embrace of enough. And so, we turn to a moment of awakening, where simplicity brings peace, One tranquil afternoon, Sarah, our marketing coordinator, steps away from her chaotic world. Her heart weighed down by endless possessions, unpaid bills, the constant hum of want. She wanders to a temple nestled in a quiet grove, where she meets a monk, his robes worn, his hut simple. A single mat on the earth floor, a wooden bowl for meals, a clay cup for tea. He moves with grace, sweeping fallen leaves, his hands steady, his eyes soft with calm. He offers her tea, poured slowly into a chipped cup, and speaks of simplicity, of living with only what the heart truly needs, letting go of excess to find peace. Sarah sees her own life, a tangle of new gadgets, overflowing closets, credit card alerts piling high, each item a chain pulling her from rest. In this moment, she understands. Simplicity is not lack, but freedom, a path to a heart unburdened by desire. She returns home, begins sorting her belongings, folding clothes to donate, unplugging unused devices, keeping only what serves her daily life. Each evening, she sits in her now quiet room, meditating, breathing slowly, releasing the urge to scroll online stores, to chase fleeting trends. At first, her mind resists, craving the rush of a new purchase, the allure of a shinier phone. But she gently returns to the breath, to the monk's quiet wisdom of enough. Over days, her home feels lighter, her shelves bare but serene, her sleep deeper, her mornings brighter with a calm she had forgotten. She pauses at work, noticing the ease of a clear desk, the joy of a single pen in her hand, the warmth of a plain coffee mug. The pressures of her job remain. Deadlines loom. Bills arrive. But they no longer overwhelm. They are just ripples in a simpler life. Her evenings with her family, once rushed and distracted, now flow with presence. Her laughter genuine, her heart open to her children's stories. She walks with her daughter, noticing the breeze, the crunch of leaves, moments once lost to worry. This shift, sparked by the monk's humble hut, transforms her, not by erasing life's demands, but by teaching her to live lightly, to rest deeply in the gentle embrace of enough. She feels the monk's calm in her own breath, her spirit blooming like a lotus in a still pond, unweighted by the clutter of want. Her days, once heavy with stress, now carry a quiet joy. Her nights restful, her heart free to dwell in the present. She no longer chases the next thing, the next sale. Instead, she finds peace in small acts. A single candle lit at dusk, a moment of silence before bed. This simplicity, learned from the monk's way becomes her refuge, a path to rest amidst the middle-class grind, where desires pull and bills press. Her home, once a cage of clutter, now feels like a sanctuary. Each cleared space, a reflection of her lighter heart. Each breath, a step toward peace. Her life blooming in the quiet beauty of now. And so, we turn to the wisdom that flows from this simplicity. In Buddhism, desire fuels suffering, a restless craving for more that stirs anxiety, clouds the heart. We chase possessions, new gadgets, bigger homes, believing they bring joy. But each want adds weight. Financial strain, mental clutter. For Sarah, our marketing coordinator, buying the latest phone, a designer bag, promised relief, but left her in debt. Her nights sleepless, her days heavy with worry. In the Western world, consumer culture drives this cycle. Ads urge us to upgrade, to prove worth through things, equating success with what we own. Yet, this pursuit breeds suffering. A life too full to rest, a mind too busy to find peace. The monk's life, with one bowl, one mat, teaches contentment, finding joy in enough, in a quiet moment, a simple meal. This is not denial, but freedom, seeing desire as a flame that burns the heart, while simplicity cools it. For the middle-class worker, contentment means letting go of the need for the latest tech, embracing what is, finding calm in a modest coffee, a walk with family. This shift eases the worry of keeping up, invites rest in the present, a heart unburdened by want. In a society that glorifies excess, simplicity is a quiet strength, a path to peace. Sarah learned that spending less, worrying less, her sleep deeper, her days brighter. She no longer measures worth by possessions, but by presence, by moments shared with her children, by the calm of a clear desk. The monk's wisdom shows that enough is a treasure, a gift that frees us from anxiety's grip. By releasing craving, we find clarity, a mind unclouded, a life flowing lightly. This contentment, rooted in simplicity, transforms the middle-class grind, where bills and status press, into a life of ease, of rest. We learn to pause, to breathe, to see the beauty in what is, not what could be. For Sarah, this meant joy in a single candle, a quiet evening, her heart open to the now, the lesson of contentment, drawn from the monk's simple life, offers peace, a heart blooming in the gentle calm of enough, unweighted by the endless chase for more. Now, let us weave this wisdom into a daily practice, To live simply. Try a practice to clear your mind and space. A gentle path to rest. Each evening, sit for 10 minutes, breathing slowly, letting thoughts of buying, achieving, comparing drift like leaves on a stream. Picture your mind as a clear pond, worries rippling away, unheld, unneeded. Then, choose one small area of your home, a shelf, a drawer, and sort it, keeping only what serves you, donating what weighs you down. Start small. A box of old clothes, a stack of unused gadgets, letting go with each breath, each choice. If the urge to keep or buy rises, smile gently. Return to the breath, to the image of a monk's bare hut. One bowl, one mat. This practice, done nightly, builds a habit of lightness, a life free of excess. For Sarah, clearing her desk, meditating in a tidy room, eased her anxiety, deepened her sleep, brightened her mornings. In the middle-class grind, where clutter and want steal rest, this routine offers calm, a chance to live lightly. If thoughts of more creep in, let them pass. Focus on enough. A single book, a quiet walk. Over time, this practice reduces worry, invites restful sleep, opens the heart to peace. Each cleared space, each mindful breath, mirrors the monk's life, bringing clarity, rest, a gentle joy in simplicity. Sarah found freedom in letting go. Her home a sanctuary, not a storehouse. Her evenings calm. Her time with her children rich with presence. Start with one corner, one breath, and feel the weight lift, the heart bloom. This routine, simple yet profound, transforms the chaos of daily life, offering rest, a mind unburdened, a spirit lifted by the quiet beauty of enough. And so, we come to a call to carry this simplicity forward. Imagine your life as a monk's hut, bare, unburdened, resting deeply in the calm of enough. By embracing simplicity, we let go of desire's weight, finding peace in the present, a heart free to bloom. Today, try this. Clear one small space, a desk, a shelf. Meditate for 10 minutes. Feel the lightness of letting go settle within. Share this practice. Tell a friend how simplicity brought rest. Let the ripple of calm spread. In the middle-class grind, where possessions pile, where worries grow, this wisdom offers a refuge, a chance to rest deeply, to live lightly. Try it tonight. Sort a corner. Breathe. Let your heart find joy in enough, a single cup, a quiet moment. If this practice has touched your soul, consider subscribing to the Zen Buddhism channel, where we nurture these moments of healing, living simply together in peace and rest. Join us. Embrace the monk's way. Let each moment bloom with quiet joy. Share your story. A time when letting go brought calm. Inspire others to find their own peace. In a world of endless want, simplicity is a soft light, clearing the mind, inviting rest, freeing us to live fully in the now. Sarah found this. Her home lighter, her sleep deeper, her heart open to her children's laughter, to the beauty of a single breath. This practice, drawn from the monk's simple life, offers a path to peace, a heart unweighted by excess, a spirit lifted by the gentle beauty of a life lived simply, fully, full, in the quiet calm of now. Chapter 9, No Self, dissolving the ego's anxieties. In the rush of modern life, the ego builds a fragile fortress, a sense of self tied to titles, achievements, status. In the Western world, society celebrates the individual, urging us to define ourselves by success, by job roles, by social standing. We believe the ego needs protection. A shiny LinkedIn profile, a corner office, a life that outshines others. This belief fuels anxiety, a constant fear of failure, of losing our place, of not being enough. Each missed deadline, each unmet goal, feels like a crack in the ego's walls, stirring worry that clouds rest. For the middle-class worker, this pressure is relentless. Comparing salaries, promotions, curated lives on social media. Each post a reminder to keep up. The ego's need to prove itself breeds a storm. Sleepless nights, racing thoughts, a heart heavy with self-doubt. In a culture that equates worth with accomplishments, anxiety becomes normal, a shadow following every step. The cost is heavy. Rest slips away. Joy dims. The mind trapped in a cycle of comparison, of defense. This ego-driven chase, amplified by platforms like LinkedIn, leaves us restless, yearning for peace, for a way to quiet the anxious need to be someone. And so, we pause to see beyond this fragile self. Meet James, a 45-year-old executive, his identity woven into his title. Vice President, his corner office, his polished business cards. Each morning, he checks his LinkedIn, counting likes, connections, affirmations of his worth. But rumors of a company merger loom, his position uncertain, and anxiety grips him, his sense of self unraveling. He clings to his role, working late, perfecting presentations, Believing his title defines him, proves his value. The fear of losing it consumes him. His nights sleepless, his mind racing with thoughts of being replaced, of fading into irrelevance. He feels the weight, his body tense, his heart pounding, his days blurred by worry. At home, he is distant, unable to relax with his family. His thoughts stuck on what he might lose. The panic rises, a silent crisis. His ego crying, "Who am I without this?" In the middle-class grind, James's story echoes. Workers tying worth to job titles. Parents fearing they are not enough. Each clinging to a fragile self. The merger's uncertainty amplifies his dread. His confidence wanes. His rest stolen by the need to protect his identity. His crisis is not just his. It lives in those who measure themselves by achievements. Their hearts heavy. Their peace lost to the ego's desperate grasp. In Buddhism, anatta, or no self, reveals a profound truth. There is no fixed self to cling to, only a flow of moments, thoughts, experiences. The ego, a fleeting construct, is not permanent, yet we hold it tightly, believing it defines us, protects us. This clinging fuels anxiety, the fear of losing status, of failing to shine. By seeing the self as a river, ever-changing, we release the need to defend it, finding freedom in letting go. For James, the executive, anatta means his title is not him. It is a passing wave, not his essence. This wisdom reduces comparison, the endless race to be better, to be seen. In the Western world, where social media amplifies the ego's voice, no self offers relief, a chance to rest without proving worth. For the worker facing failure, a missed promotion, a lost job, anatta teaches that value lies not in roles, but in being, in the quiet of now. By letting go of the ego, we find peace, a heart unburdened by status, a mind free of worry. This practice, rooted in seeing the self as fluid, brings rest, clarity, a life flowing lightly amidst the pressures of a competitive world. And so, we turn to a practice to dissolve the ego's grip, to ease the ego's anxieties. Try a meditation to observe the self, a gentle practice to find rest. Sit quietly each evening. Close your eyes. Breathe deeply and ask, who is anxious? Notice thoughts, fears of failure, of losing status, and watch them without clinging, like clouds drifting through a vast sky. If the ego resists, whispering, "You must be someone," smile softly. Return to the question, to the breath, Picture the self as a river, flowing, changing, no fixed form to hold. Start with 10 minutes, building a habit of letting go. For James, this practice calmed his crisis. His sleep deepened, his days lighter, his title just a wave, not his worth. In the middle-class grind, where comparison steals rest, this meditation offers peace, a chance to live without the ego's weight. If thoughts of status arise, let them pass. Focus on the breath, on the flow. Over time, this practice reduces anxiety, invites restful sleep, opens the heart to calm. Each question, each breath, dissolves the ego's hold, bringing clarity, rest, a gentle joy in the now, a heart blooming in the quiet beauty of no self. And so, we deepen this freedom, exploring its roots. In Buddhism, the ego arises from ignorance, a fear-driven illusion that clouds the truth of no self. We fear loss, of status, of identity, of control. And this fear strengthens the ego, a fragile shield we build to feel secure. In the Western world, where competition defines worth, this fear grows. Workers chase titles, promotions, social media likes, believing they define the self. For James, the executive, the fear of losing his vice president role fueled his ego. His nights sleepless, his mind racing with thoughts of failure. This clinging breeds anxiety, a storm of comparison, of defense, stealing rest, dimming peace. Society encourages this, praising those who stand out, who accumulate. Yet this only tightens the ego's grip, leaving us restless, exhausted. The truth of no self offers freedom. Seeing the ego as a passing wave, not a fixed truth. By letting go, we find peace, a heart unburdened by the need to prove worth. For the middle-class worker, this means easing the pressure to outshine colleagues, to perfect a LinkedIn profile, finding calm in simply being. This wisdom reduces the storm of competition, invites rest, a mind clear of fear. By dissolving the ego, we live lightly, our hearts open, our spirits blooming in the gentle calm of now, free from the weight of a self that never truly was. And so, we turn to a story of letting go of this illusion. One evening, James, our executive, sits in his quiet office, his heart heavy with the fear of losing his title, his identity. He tries a meditation, closing his eyes, breathing deeply, asking, who is anxious, as he observes his thoughts, fears of failure, of fading relevance. He sees them drift like clouds, not solid, not him. In this deep stillness, the ego softens. A moment of no self dawns. His title, his role, just waves in a vast river. Not his essence. He feels a release, a spacious freedom. His heart light, his mind clear. He begins practicing daily, sitting before bed, watching thoughts without clinging, letting go of the need to be someone. At first, his ego resists, whispering, "You must prove yourself." But he smiles, returns to the breath, to the question. Over weeks, his sleep deepens, his days brighter, his meetings calmer, his title no longer his anchor. The merger looms, but it does not define him. He flows with change, resting in the now. This shift, born in a quiet moment, transforms him, not by erasing challenges, but by freeing him from the ego's weight, his heart blooming like a star in a clear sky. Vast, unburdened, filled with the gentle joy of no self. This story carries a call to dissolve our own ego's grip. No self is a gentle liberation, dissolving the ego's anxieties, bringing rest to the weary heart by seeing the self as a fleeting flow. We let go of comparison, of fear, finding peace in the present. Today, try this. Sit quietly. Ask, who is anxious? Watch thoughts drift. Feel the calm of no self settle within. Share this practice. Tell a friend how observing the self brought rest. Let the ripple of peace spread. In the middle class grind, where status and titles press, no self offers a refuge, a chance to rest deeply, to live lightly. Try it tonight. Meditate for 10 minutes. Let the ego dissolve. Feel your heart bloom in the now. If this practice has touched your soul, consider subscribing to the Zen Buddhism channel, where we nurture these moments of healing, dissolving anxieties together in peace and rest. Join us. Let go of the self. Let each moment shine with quiet joy. Share your story. A time when no self brought calm. Inspire others to find their own peace. In a world of endless striving, no self is a soft light, clearing the mind, inviting rest, freeing us to live fully in the now. Our hearts open, our spirits lifted by the gentle beauty of a life without ego. Chapter 10, Nature's Whisper. Connecting to peace. In a deep forest, ancient trees stand tall, their leaves falling gently, carried by a soft wind, whispering lessons of peace. The forest flows with life, roots weaving through earth, streams gliding over stones, each moment a dance of impermanence, unburdened by worry, In the Western world, the middle-class worker lives far from this, in cities of concrete, glass, screens, a life of deadlines, bills, endless notifications. Meet Emily, a 38-year-old teacher. Her days a blur of lesson plans, grading. Her nights heavy with worries about budgets, her children's future, her urban world, filled with noise, screens, traffic, isolates her from nature. Her heart restless, her sleep shallow. The forest, though, teaches a different way. Its leaves fall without clinging. Its winds blow without resisting. Each moment a reminder of life's flow. Emily feels the weight of disconnection. Her mornings rushed, her evenings spent scrolling, her spirit yearning for calm. In the city, anxiety is normal, a constant hum of worry about keeping up, about staying relevant. The forest's silence offers a lesson to let go, to flow with change, to find peace in the natural rhythm of life. Emily's life, like many, is cut off from this wisdom, her days trapped in artificial light, her nights restless with thoughts of tomorrow. The forest's teachings of leaves falling, of streams moving, show that peace lies in connection, in observing nature's impermanence. She feels this disconnection, her body tense, her mind clouded, her heart heavy with the city's chaos. Her story echoes in countless lives, in workers chained to desks, in parents lost in urban rush, each yearning for rest, for peace. The forest, with its quiet lessons, shows that anxiety grows in isolation, in forgetting life's natural flow. Emily's days blur with tasks, her home a cage of screens, her spirit craving the calm of trees, of wind. In the middle-class grind, where time outside is scarce, this disconnection fuels worry, steals rest, dims joy. The forest teaches letting go, its leaves drifting, its streams flowing, each movement a call to rest in the now. Emily longs for this, her nights sleepless, her heart racing, her life weighed by the city's demands. The forest's whisper, gentle yet profound, offers peace, a chance to reconnect, to find rest in nature's rhythm. She feels this pull, her spirit yearning for the quiet of trees, for the lessons of falling leaves, of flowing water. In a world of concrete, nature's teachings feel distant, yet they wait, ready to guide us to peace, to rest, to a heart blooming in the gentle calm of now. And so, we pause to explore why we drift from this natural wisdom. In Buddhism, nature reflects impermanence, a teacher of life's flow. Yet our urban lives disconnect us, breeding anxiety. We live in concrete jungles, surrounded by screens, schedules, artificial lights, far from trees, rivers, the lessons of change. This separation, born of a modern world, fuels stress, a restless mind that cannot rest. For Emily, the teacher, days spent indoors, nights lit by phone screens, deepen her worry, her heart heavy with bills, her sleep fractured. In the West, society prioritizes productivity, leaving little time for parks, for skies, for nature's calm. This disconnection creates suffering, a mind caught in artificial cycles, missing the wisdom of falling leaves, of flowing streams. We ignore nature, chasing deadlines, devices, believing they bring control. But this only stirs anxiety, exhaustion, unrest. For the middle-class worker, time outside is scarce. A walk in the park feels like a luxury. Yet this absence amplifies worry, clouds peace. Nature teaches impermanence. A leaf falls, a wind passes, yet we resist, clinging to routine, to screens. By reconnecting, we find calm, a heart open to life's flow, a mind free of stress. This wisdom eases the urban grind, offering rest, clarity, a life blooming in the gentle rhythm of nature's teachings. And so, we turn to a story of urban isolation. Emily, our teacher, lives in a bustling city, her days consumed by lesson plans, parent emails, her nights heavy with financial fears. Her apartment, surrounded by concrete, hums with traffic, screens glowing late, no trees in sight. She forgets the park nearby, her life trapped in deadlines, bills, her heart lonely amidst the crowd. Anxiety grows, her sleep shallow, her mornings foggy, her body tense with worry about budgets, about keeping up. She scrolls social media, comparing her light, feeling inadequate, her spirit drained. Weekends pass indoors, grading papers, no time for a walk, for fresh air. Her connection to nature lost. This isolation, common in urban life, steals rest, clouds joy, leaves her yearning for peace. Her colleagues notice her fatigue. Her lessons lack spark. Her confidence wanes. In the middle-class grind, this story echoes. Workers chained to desks. Parents too busy for green spaces. Each moment of disconnection, a weight on the heart. One evening, staring at her screen, Emily feels the emptiness, the loneliness of a life without nature's touch. Her heart aches. Aches. Her spirit heavy. And a truth dawns. Perhaps peace lies not in tasks, but in reconnecting, in finding rest in the gentle whisper of the natural world. And so, we turn to a moment of awakening, where nature's calm returns. In the quiet embrace of dawn, a weary soul steps into the forest, seeking solace from a world that feels heavy with noise. The path is soft beneath their feet, cushioned by fallen leaves, and the air carries the scent of pine and earth. They walk without purpose, letting the rhythm of their steps blend with the pulse of the woods. The mind, once tangled with worries, begins to unravel as the wind whispers through ancient trees. Each breath feels lighter, as if the forest is gently coaxing them to release the burdens they carry. They pause by a stream, watching water dance over smooth stones. And in that moment, something shifts. The chatter of thoughts fades, replaced by the song of the wind, the rustle of leaves, the distant call of a bird. They feel a connection, not just to the forest, but to something deeper within themselves. A quiet presence that has always been there, waiting to be noticed. This walk becomes a ritual, a return to the woods whenever the heart feels heavy. Over time, they learn to listen, not just to the forest, but to their own inner stillness. The healing is subtle yet profound, like a seed sprouting beneath the soil, unnoticed until it breaks through. They begin to practice meditation outdoors, sitting beneath the canopy, letting the earth hold them. The forest becomes a teacher, showing them how to let go, how to be present, how to find peace in the simplicity of being. Each visit strips away a layer of worry, leaving them softer, more open, more alive. The transformation is not loud or dramatic, but quiet, like the forest itself, steady and enduring. And so, they return, again and again, to walk, to listen, to heal. This gentle awakening in the woods opens a door to a deeper truth, one that nature has always held. Nature speaks in a language older than words, offering lessons that soothe the restless mind. When we step away from the concrete and screens, we often feel a quiet ache, a disconnection that breeds anxiety. This unrest comes from forgetting the rhythm of the earth, the cycles that govern all life. In the forest, the falling leaves teach us impermanence, how nothing stays the same, yet everything is whole. The seasons shift. The trees shed their leaves, and still they stand tall, unburdened by loss. Nature shows us that change is not to be feared, but embraced, like the turning of seasons, each one bringing its own beauty. The wind does not cling to the branches, and the river does not resist the rocks. They flow. They adapt. They let go. This is the lesson of compassion, not just for others, but for ourselves, allowing our flaws and fears to exist without judgment. When we walk among trees, we are reminded to rest, to breathe, to be. The earth does not rush, yet everything blooms in its time. By connecting with nature, we find a stillness that quiets the mind's endless chatter. To make this real, try a weekly walk in a park or forest. Even for just an hour, notice the air, the ground, the life around you. Let it remind you that you, too, are part of this vast, ever-changing dance. The anxiety that once felt so heavy begins to dissolve, like mist under the morning sun. When we listen to nature's wisdom, this wisdom calls us to move with intention, to walk mindfully, and to let the earth guide us. To practice mindfulness in nature, find a quiet place where trees sway and the earth breathes. A park, a trail, or even a garden. Begin by standing still, feeling your feet rooted to the ground, like a tree drawing strength from the soil. Take a slow breath, noticing the air as it enters and leaves, cool and soft. Start walking, slowly, deliberately, letting each step be an act of presence. Observe the world around you, the texture of bark, the shape of leaves, the way sunlight filters through branches. If your mind wanders to worries or plans, gently bring it back, like guiding a child to the path. Feel the rhythm of your breath. Align with the breeze, as if you and the wind are one. Pause when something catches your heart. A flower, a stone, a sound, and let it hold your attention fully. If thoughts pull you away, acknowledge them, then return to the moment, to the earth beneath you. This practice is not about perfection, but patience, a gentle returning to now. Over time, you may notice your stress softening, your sleep deepening, your heart lighter. The benefits unfold quietly, like petals opening to dawn. Aim to walk this way once or twice a week, even for 20 minutes. Each step is a chance to let go, to heal, to reconnect with the simplicity of being. Nature is not just a place, it is a mirror, reflecting the peace that lives within you. This practice invites us to carry nature's calm into our daily lives. To hold its lessons close, close your eyes for a moment and picture yourself standing in a forest where the air is cool and the trees whisper secrets of peace. Imagine the weight of your worries slipping away, carried off by the wind, leaving only the quiet hum of life around you. Feel the ground beneath your feet, steady and kind, holding you as it holds the ancient trees. This is the gift of nature, a reminder that peace is never far, only waiting for you to notice. Let this image linger. Let it call you to step outside, to walk among trees, to listen to the earth's heartbeat. Make time this week to find a park, a trail, a quiet corner of green, and let it teach you. Share what you find. A moment of stillness, a leaf that caught your eye, a breath that felt like freedom. Let others know how nature speaks to you. And if this resonates, if the whisper of the woods feels like home, join us on this journey. Has nature ever whispered peace to you? Subscribe to the Zen Buddhism channel to listen, to heal, to grow together. Chapter 11. The Noble Eightfold Path to Tranquil Rest. In a world that glorifies endless striving, many chase success at the cost of rest, believing that sacrifice is the price of achievement. This mindset, rooted in the notion that sleep and health must yield to ambition, creates a life out of balance. The pressure to perform, to climb higher, to do more, leaves little room for pause. Over time, anxiety creeps in, a quiet tension that grows louder with each neglected moment of stillness. Workers, students, and dreamers alike feel this weight, their minds racing even when their bodies beg for rest. In Western cultures, the grind of long hours and constant connectivity fuels this cycle, where productivity is mistaken for purpose. The result is burnout, a hollow exhaustion that dims the spirit. People push through, ignoring the body's whispers until they collapse under the strain. This fragmented living, where one part of life overshadows the rest, breeds unease. To heal, we must see that true success includes well-being. That rest is not a luxury, but a necessity. Only by embracing balance can we quiet the anxious mind and find peace. This truth, though simple, often dawns too late. As one professional's story reveals, Clara, a driven consultant, lived for her career, her days a blur of meetings and deadlines. She believed success demanded everything. Family dinners skipped, workouts abandoned, sleep reduced to a few restless hours. Her phone glowed late into the night, emails piling up, her mind never still. At first, the promotions felt like victories, but the cost grew heavy. Anxiety became her shadow, a tightness in her chest that lingered. Sleep eluded her, her thoughts spiraling with what-ifs and to-dos. She felt disconnected, as if life was slipping through her fingers. One evening, alone in her apartment, she stared at a photo of her smiling family, untouched for months. Regret washed over her, sharp and aching. For the moments she'd traded for ambition, she saw her life's imbalance, how she'd poured herself into work while her heart starved. The exhaustion wasn't just physical. It was a longing for meaning, for rest, for connection. Clara's story mirrors many yan, a reminder that neglecting rest fractures the soul. Her late-night realization sparked a shift, a slow turning toward a path that could restore her. This awakening points to an ancient guide, a path to balance and peace. The Noble Eightfold Path, a cornerstone of Buddhist wisdom, offers a way to live with clarity and calm. It begins with right view, seeing life's impermanence, understanding that clinging to success or stress is futile. Right intention follows, choosing kindness and presence over ambition's pull. Right speech and right action guide us to speak and act with care, fostering harmony within and around us. Right livelihood ensures our work aligns with our values, not our exhaustion. Right effort, right mindfulness, and right concentration anchor us in the present, training the mind to rest in the moment rather than race toward worry. Together, these steps weave a life of balance, where work and rest coexist. By practicing mindfulness, we notice anxious thoughts without being consumed. In daily life, this might mean pausing before responding to a stressful email, or breathing deeply during a busy day. The path builds habits that ground us, reducing anxiety's grip. It's not about perfection, but small, steady steps toward a life where rest is sacred and peace is possible. This path isn't distant. It can be woven into the fabric of our days. To bring the Eightfold Path into your routine, start with mindfulness and kind speech. Begin your day with a moment of stillness, observing your breath, noticing anxious thoughts without judgment. Let them pass like clouds. Returning to the present. Practice right speech by speaking gently to yourself, replacing self-criticism with encouragement. In work, try writing emails with clarity and kindness, pausing to choose words that uplift rather than stress. If your mind wanders to worry, gently guide it back, starting small, perhaps focusing on one task fully. These practices build slowly, like ripples spreading across a pond. If distractions arise, acknowledge them, then return to your intention. Over time, this fosters balance, easing tension and deepening rest. The benefits are quiet but real. Better sleep, a calmer heart, a mind less burdened. Try this for a week, noticing how small acts of mindfulness shift your day. The path is not a destination, but a way of being, a gentle return to peace with each breath. The Noble Eightfold Path is a woven tapestry, each thread strengthening the others to ease suffering and guide us toward peace. When we live out of balance, chasing goals without pause, anxiety takes root, fed by a mind that clings to fleeting things. Without right view, we miss life's impermanence. Without right mindfulness, we drift from the present. Each element of the path, from right speech to right concentration, works in harmony to steady us. Right view helps us see clearly, loosening our grip on stress, while right mindfulness anchors us in the now, calming restless thoughts. Right effort keeps us gentle yet steady, and right concentration fosters deep rest, like a still lake reflecting the stars. Together, they create a holistic way of being, where rest is not an afterthought, but a foundation. In practice, this means pausing to breathe during a hectic day, or speaking with kindness to ease tension. By living the path, burnout fades, replaced by a rhythm that honors both effort and ease. Apply one aspect, like mindful breathing before sleep, and notice how anxiety softens, how rest deepens. The path is a living whole, each step supporting the next, guiding us to tranquility. This interconnected wisdom finds life in one person's journey to balance. Lila, a teacher, once lived in a rush, her days consumed by lesson plans and deadlines. Anxiety shadowed her, stealing sleep and joy. Then, she began to walk the Eightfold Path, starting with right view, seeing that her stress came from clinging to perfection. She practiced right mindfulness, pausing to breathe, noticing her thoughts without chasing them. Slowly, she changed, choosing rest over late-night work, speaking kindly to herself when mistakes arose. She set boundaries, leaving her desk to walk in the evening, feeling the ground beneath her feet. Each step felt like a release, her heart lighter, her mind clearer. The path wasn't a quick fix, but a gentle unfolding. Lila found balance, prioritizing sleep and moments with loved ones. Her anxiety, once a storm, became a passing breeze. She felt whole, not from achieving more, but from living fully in each moment. Her story shows the path's quiet power. How small, intentional steps can transform a frantic life into one of peace, where rest and presence become one. This journey invites us to reflect and step onto the path ourselves. The Noble Eightfold Path is a guide to release anxiety, a way to weave rest and peace into the fabric of our lives. Each step, from right view to right concentration, offers a thread of wisdom, creating a life of balance and calm. Imagine a day where you pause to breathe, speak with kindness, and let go of worry, feeling the stillness that arises. This path is not distant. It begins with one choice, one moment of presence. Try it today, perhaps practicing right speech by offering a gentle word to yourself or another. or right mindfulness by noticing your breath during a busy moment. Share your experience, a small shift, a moment of peace with someone close. The path grows richer when walked together. Has the Noble Eightfold Path touched your heart? Subscribe to the Zen Buddhism channel to journey with us, to heal, to find rest in each step. Chapter 12: Eternal Rest in the Present Moment. Amir, a young architect, lived with a restless heart. His days consumed by blueprints and ambition. His mind was rarely still, tangled in regrets over past mistakes, a missed deadline, a harsh word spoken in haste. The future loomed larger, filled with plans for the next project, the next promotion, the next milestone that would finally bring peace. But peace never came. Each morning, he woke with a knot in his chest, anxiety whispering of what was and what might be. He barely noticed the warmth of his coffee, the softness of his daughter's laughter, or the quiet beauty of dawn outside his window. Life felt like a race, always one step behind or ahead, never here. One evening, exhausted, he wandered into a park. The air cool, the trees swaying gently. He sat on a bench, watching leaves fall, each one drifting without resistance. For the first time in years, he truly saw. The colors vivid, the breeze alive against his skin. He breathed deeply, and something shifted. His thoughts, usually racing, slowed, settling into the rhythm of the moment. The past and future felt distant, like echoes fading. Amir began to practice this presence, noticing his steps on the way to work, the taste of his meals, the sound of his breath. It wasn't easy. His mind often wandered back to old regrets or new plans, pulling him from the now. But each time, he gently returned, anchoring himself in the present. The anxiety that once gripped him began to loosen, replaced by a quiet rest, not from sleep, but from being fully alive in each moment. Over weeks, this practice grew, a daily return to the eternal now, where life unfolded without rush or fear. Amir's journey wasn't complete, but it had begun. A path from a wandering mind to the stillness of the present, where true rest was found. This awakening to the present reveals the roots of our unrest, a truth worth exploring. The present moment is the only place where life truly exists. Yet we often miss it, lost in the illusion of time. Ignorance clouds our awareness, pulling our minds to the past or future. Where anxiety thrives, we dwell on old mistakes, a conversation gone wrong, or we project fears onto what's to come. A deadline, a dream unrealized. This wandering mind creates a false sense of time, a story we tell ourselves that traps us in unrest. In work, we plan endlessly, worrying about outcomes while the moment slips away. The result is a life half lived, where rest feels impossible because we're never fully here. The contradiction is stark. We seek peace in achievements or memories, but both are shadows, not reality. This misstep fuels anxiety as we chase what's gone or what's not yet here, missing the stillness of now. In daily life, notice how often you're pulled from the present, checking your phone during a meal, or planning tomorrow while lying awake. The present is eternal, unchanging, yet we drift from it. Creating our own suffering. To live now is to let go of these illusions, to rest in the simplicity of what is. Try pausing during a busy day, feeling your breath, noticing the world around you. This small act can ground you, easing the mind's restless pull. The challenge is not to escape time, but to dwell fully in the moment, where anxiety fades and rest is found. This truth comes alive in the story of another, caught in the chase for shadows. Elena, a writer, lived for the future. Her days spent chasing the perfect novel, the recognition she craved. She planned every chapter, every word. Her mind always 10 steps ahead. Mornings blurred into nights. Her meals rushed. Her sleep shallow. Her thoughts a storm of what could be. She barely noticed the sun setting, the taste of her tea, or the quiet moments with friends. Life was a checklist, each task a stepping stone to a future that never arrived. Anxiety grew, a constant hum beneath her drive, her heart heavy with a vague emptiness. She felt unmoored, as if joy was always just out of reach. One day, sitting at her desk, she stared at a blank page, overwhelmed. In frustration, she stepped outside, the air sharp, the world alive with sound. She walked, noticing the crunch of gravel, the warmth of sunlight on her face. For a moment, she stopped chasing, simply present. The weight in her chest lifted, replaced by a fleeting calm. Elena began to see how her pursuit of the future had stolen the now. She started small, savoring her breakfast, listening to birds instead of her thoughts. The anxiety didn't vanish, but it softened, like a tide receding. She realized the present was the key, not the future she chased. Her emptiness came from living in shadows, not reality. With practice, she found rest in small moments. A breath, a smile, a pause. Elena's story is a mirror, showing how we lose ourselves in pursuit and how the present, when embraced, brings peace. Sophia, a nurse, carried the weight of her days like a heavy cloak. Her mind always stretched between yesterday's emergencies and tomorrow's shifts. Anxiety was her constant companion, stealing her sleep, dimming her joy. One quiet morning, exhausted, she sat by a window, the world outside soft with dawn. She closed her eyes, listening to the faint hum of the world, the chirp of a bird, the rustle of leaves. For the first time, she noticed the moment, untouched by time's pull. It felt eternal, as if the present held all she needed. Sophia began to meditate daily, sitting quietly, focusing on her breath, the warmth of her hand, the sounds around her. She let go of regrets, a patient she couldn't save, and plans. The next shift, the next goal. The practice was simple, but not easy. Her mind often wandered, tugging her back to worry. Yet, each time, she gently returned, anchoring herself in the now. Slowly, a profound peace emerged, not fleeting, but vast, like an ocean without shores. Her anxiety softened, her sleep deepened, her heart felt lighter. She found rest, not in escaping life, but in dwelling fully within it. Sophia's days still held challenges, but they no longer consumed her. She smiled more, savored her meals, listened fully to her patients. The present became her refuge, a timeless space where rest was always waiting. Her journey showed her that the now is eternal, a quiet sanctuary beyond the reach of past or future. This awakening to the present carries a timeless truth, one that frees us from suffering. Buddhist teachings remind us that time is an illusion, a construct of the mind that breeds suffering through ignorance. We chase the future, fearing what it holds, or cling to the past, regretting what was. This wandering creates anxiety, pulling us from the only reality, the present moment. The now is eternal, untouched by the stories we weave about yesterday or tomorrow. In this moment, there is no lack, no fear, only being. When we dwell here, anxiety dissolves, replaced by a deep rest that knows no bounds. The present is not a fleeting second. It is a vast expanse where life unfolds fully. In our busy lives, we often miss this. Planning during a meal, worrying in bed, never truly here. The lesson is simple. Return to now, and peace follows. This doesn't mean ignoring responsibilities, but meeting them with full presence. Try it in daily life. Pause while working. Feel your breath. Notice the texture of the moment. This practice cuts through the illusion of time, grounding you in a rest that feels infinite. Living fully in the now, even amidst chaos, brings clarity, calm, a life unburdened by the weight of what's gone or what's to come. The present is the eternal rest we seek. Always here, always whole. This timeless truth invites us to anchor ourselves in the moment, a practice that transforms. To dwell in the present, find a quiet space, indoors or out, where you can sit or stand comfortably. Begin by closing your eyes or softening your gaze, and take a slow breath, feeling the air move through you. Notice the sounds around you: a bird, a hum, the whisper of wind. Without labeling them, let them be as they are. Feel your body, the weight of your feet on the ground, the warmth of your hands, the rhythm of your breath. If thoughts of the past or future arise, acknowledge them gently, like clouds passing, and return to the moment. Focus on one sensation, perhaps the coolness of the air or the texture of your clothing. Stay here, fully present, for a few minutes. If your mind wanders, don't judge. Simply guide it back, as you would a friend. Start small. 5 minutes a day, perhaps before sleep or during a break. Over time, this practice brings immediate rest, a quieting of the mind's chatter. Your sleep becomes deeper, your days lighter, your heart more open. The benefits unfold quietly, like dawn breaking. This meditation is a return to the eternal now, a way to rest in the truth of each moment. No matter where life takes you, this practice calls us to carry the present's peace forward, to live it and share it. Picture yourself as a calm sea, waves of worry settling into stillness. Each breath a ripple of peace. This is the eternal rest of the present moment, a sanctuary always within reach. The journey through these chapters has shown us how to let go of anxiety, to anchor in the now, to find rest that endures. Make this real today. Pause during a busy moment. Feel your breath. Notice the world as it is. Live fully in one moment. Whether sipping tea, walking, or listening to a loved one, share your journey. A moment of presence, a spark of peace, with someone close. Let this practice ripple outward, touching others with calm. The present is not just a moment. It is your home, your rest, your truth. Has the present brought you deep peace? Subscribe to the Zen Buddhism channel to continue this healing journey and spread the wisdom of the Dharma together.